For the second intervention, we'll go to Shreyaa Venkat, the founder and CEO of the non-profit Nest for Us, which with a team of over 7,000 volunteers, quite impressive, is delivering programs in 30 countries that address the SDGs. So Shreyaa, from your experience, what innovative approaches can be taken for effective collaboration across sectors and generations for driving SDG2 implementation and beyond?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shreyaa Venkat, the 21-year-old founder and CEO of the nonprofit Nest for Us, which tackles over 14 SDGs through a dual approach of awareness plus action. I'm also a youth policy board member at the World Food Forum, an independent, youth-led global network of partners facilitated by FAO. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak before you all today about the indispensable role of cross-sector collaboration in facilitating progress towards the achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Looking specifically at SDG2, Zero Hunger, there are over 3 billion people in the world who cannot afford the cost of what is considered a nutritionally adequate diet. It is evident that the triple burden of malnutrition continues to threaten the survival, growth, and development of individuals of all demographics, particularly women, children, and those from historically marginalized communities. Now, if we try to approach sustainable development from the lens of preserving lucrative vested interests and promoting governance without accountability in order to maintain power, humanity will only move further backwards and remain unequivocally divided. However, if we forge and reinforce partnerships through coordinated mobilization, collaborative action, and collective unity around shared vision, our goal for 2030 can and will become a reality. Over the years, I've centered on intersectionality as a core component of my nonprofit Nest for Us's overarching strategy to impact tens of thousands across the globe with the help of our team of over 7,000 volunteers from all walks of life. But we couldn't have done it alone. By acknowledging and acting upon the pivotal interconnectedness of the food system, our Nest Nurture Zero Hunger program that tackles not one, but 7 of the SDGs capitalizes upon multi-stakeholder approaches that build on the shared expertise, strategies, experiences, tech advancements, and resources of those in the public, private, and civil society sectors. As a result, we've been able to redistribute over 2.5 million pounds of surplus food, equivalent to over $4.2 million in value of meals donated, and 1.7 million pounds of carbon emissions saved, all in just 7 years. Thus, effectively achieving the SDGs indisputably requires us to leverage the power of cross-sector collaboration, with community agency held at the highest priority. Moreover, leaders in all sectors must facilitate intergenerational dialogue, ensure equitable resource distribution, and design comprehensive policies that include all of us. Instead of tokenizing underrepresented communities by having them in the room simply to check a box, we must work together to deploy strategies that align with the values and causes that all generations truly care about. We must also work to decolonize the humanitarian aid landscape and invest in avenues that provide support to communities in their journeys towards self-sustenance. In my capacity as a World Food Forum Youth Policy Board member, I actively work to translate the distinct ideas of not just high-level stakeholders, policymakers, and private sector actors, but most importantly, grassroots change agents, youth representatives, and indigenous leaders, among others, into multi-pronged action plans that establish a solid foundation for holistic policy efforts. With the world far from being on track to achieve global nutrition targets, this year marks a particularly critical opportunity for change, as SDG2 is one of the global goals being reviewed at this year's high-level political forum. However, ultimately, this transformative change can only occur when the opportunity exists for every individual involved in the food system to make a sustainable contribution in the way of their choice. With only 7 years left until 2030, it is becoming increasingly clear that we are at a crossroads, where the path is long, the future is uncertain, and the clock is ticking. However, we must not give up hope. I call upon all of you to take the dialogue, aspirations, and promises about the fundamental significance of inclusive representation, multi-stakeholder partnerships, and community-centric resilience building, and make it happen for the benefit of our collective humanity. Only then can we breathe life into the Sustainable Development Goals and realize a prosperous, dignified future for all. Are you with me? Thank you.
Shreyaa, thank you very much, and I think all the room is with you. And thank you for highlighting the governance with accountability. The colleagues that they know me, they know that the last 8 months I've stuck to the keyword of accountability because I think it's really the one that it can bring change. But when we talk about accountability, it's not only accountability of governments, it's accountability of the private sector, accountability of science, accountability of all actors. So thank you very much for your Shreyaa.
Yeah, I think adding on to that and to what I think has been echoed through all of the panelists' remarks today is the power that opportunity holds, and not just having opportunity, but providing avenues for people from all levels of governance, from all levels of the community, to be able to seize those opportunities. There are so many barriers, systemic barriers that exist for people of all demographics within our communities. And so I think that would be the most critical step that we could take as a collective, is opening those channels to opportunities of all different shapes and sizes for people to make an impact in the community in the way of their choice. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreyaa.